Hello YouTube, what's going on? Today we are going to be showing you guys how to create splines, Jesus, and Panzoid Clipmaker 2. So we're just going to fire it up real quick, okay? And it's actually very simple. This is going to be a very quick tutorial because there's really nothing complicated about it. Alright, so you're going to add an object shape rectangle, okay? Splines are basically images. It's pretty much exactly what they are. They're images that have transparent backgrounds, so you only see the line. So we're going to click custom, right, and we're going to go to down to texture, and the texture is actually the image. So here we are in my 2D pack. This is mine. But if you go down previous video, I released a 5K pack, and it has a bunch of these a couple of these images that I have, but I'm pretty sure it has all the splines. It's pretty straightforward. So we're just going to use this image for this tutorial. You can kind of extend it, make it kind of like what you want it to appear as. So that's kind of what I like. I like it looking like that. And now you're just going to set these both to 0 so that it's bright, and you're going to turn the transparency on. Okay, because the images I use have transparent backgrounds, so turn the transparency on will allow you to remove that. So the next thing you're going to want to do is create 2 rectangle shapes. I like 500, 500. I'm going to make this one red so I can show you, and I'll set it to 1, and then I'll duplicate it, and then I'll set this one to green so that you can see how I'm going to change these values. So if you look, this goes like that, so that goes up and down, and this goes left and right. So we're going to set this to negative 250. Actually, we're going to go a little bit more than that, negative 260, and this one's going to go positive 260, and that'll leave a little gap in the middle. Okay, you want to group these 2 shapes so that you can move them as one. So we're going to call this Spline Animator. Call it whatever you want. You don't even need to give it a name. Okay, and we're going to create another group, and we're just going to call this Spline, right? And we're going to have these both in there, right? So now you're going to go to the Spline Animator, and you're going to change the this value until it's the X value until it's completely covers up the thing. So we're going to go negative 92. Now you can keyframe at the bottom. So right now we're at 1. You can go to 50, for example, or how about this? We'll do 25. So 25 will make you go to 0, right? And then at 50 we can do the rest of it, which would be 92. Fantastic. And we'll keyframe it. So let's make this quadratic in. Now these keyframes can be whatever you want it to be. You don't even need to have multiple keyframes. You can literally just have a linear regression, and it'll look fantastic anyway. Just playing around with these settings so to make it look a little bit nicer. So now when you play it, it'll look something like that, or whatever your spline looks like. We're gonna go back into the Spline Animator. Now, in reality, guys, you wouldn't be using these colors unless you visually want to see it as you're working with it. But you'd obviously have these images be the color of the background, so it does appear that there are splines going across your screen. And you'll get something like that. And that is pretty much all you have to do to create a spline. And when using this in an intro, you can just you could set it behind the text or something so that it doesn't actually interfere with the text or any other shapes that you have going on. Because if you take a look, if you're doing it on a black background, you can totally get away with this because you have infinite space behind. Because this is a giant, pretty much just infinite space. When you're animating, you can kind of go wherever you want. There's no limit to how far an object can actually go. So that's pretty much all there is to creating a spline in Panzoid Clipmaker. You can use this in a whole bunch of different intros. It's really It's really up for you guys to use. So remember, I have a 5K pack that is released, and it does have a bunch of splines that you can use, including this one, I believe. So make sure you guys go check that out if you don't have any splines to use. I may be creating some more splines in the future. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Make sure you guys like, and peace and bye-bye.